Hey guys, this is Christy. I am doing a tutorial on how to make little bows. So I'm doing 2 each, that way I can put my hair in 2 small buns and clip them on. And I have like my very own Mickey ears, but with my hair, and it makes a bow. Because I don't have a ruler, I'm gonna have to use something else to measure, but this is the end result of my first bow that I did, and I really do think it turned out pretty good. So let me show you how to make a burlap bow. So I'm using my Nook to measure because I could not find my ruler, and I would say it's about 6 inches. That's my guess. So I just laid it out on there. And then cut right across from there. So the next thing that I did was I kind of checked to see where I needed to fold them in at. And then I just kind of made my creases so that I'll know where to fold them once I put glue on them. So there's my creases. I then take some hot glue and go all the way across. Fold it over and hold it for just a minute. So remember that burlap is not a solid fabric all the way through, so it will get on your fingers, and it's kind of hot. And if you've got it laying on anything, you want to pick it up a little bit and make sure it does not stick to it. I'm doing this in the floor right now, so I'm using a paper towel. And then the next one. Fold it over and hold it there for a minute. See what I mean by getting glue all over yourself? All right, now once that's dried a little bit, I come over here and I hot glue the very, very edge, and then I just barely fold that over because I don't want the edges sticking out all over the place. So it's just barely folded over, just like that. And you do have to hold it there a little bit longer because it is a bit of a tough spot to hold. And all this stuff that I'm using, I already had. I already had the burlap. I already had the little flowers that are on here. And the twine that I have, the bow. I have to make the bow and the clip. I already had everything, but you can find it at your local arts and crafts store. I think everything on here I got from Hobby Lobby. So now I'm doing the next side. And then I'm just going to fold it over and hold it there for just a minute. And then you want to meet them in the middle once everything's kind of dried a little bit. So you measure it out and kind of have them meet in the middle. See, right about there. And then you can either hot glue right here or right here, and I'm gonna do right here just so I don't have to change my holding pattern here. And then I'm gonna do the same on this side. And again, you'll have to hold it for just a little while longer than the other because this material is hard and it does take a minute to stick. Okay. So once it's done, this is what you have. It's like this little rectangle here. I then fold my bows. Let's see, how did I do the last one? It looks like, yes. Okay, so you kind of do this way, then this way, and then back this way. Make sure I'm where you can see me. So it's like oh, why can't I think of the name of it? It's just like a fold, and I do like, so it's folded right now, but you want to get it to where it holds in place. So you put a little glue here and hold it in place. And while that's drying, I'm literally turning it over and putting a little glue here, and then a little glue here, and then I'm holding it in place for as long as it needs, really. So the next step is I add just a little bit more glue right there at the back, and then I put my twine right there, or your rope or whatever I'm using. See, I have like the twine that matches this, and then I have the lighter, and I wanted to do the lighter. So that's what I'm doing, and I had this, it's $4.99 at Hobby Lobby. And I already had it. Everything on here I already had. I didn't have to go purchase anything at all. So I wrapped mine around, I believe 3, maybe 4 times. And I'm doing it really tightly so that it stays. And then I put a little bit more glue on the back right here for the twine. And then I cut it right back here. I'm using my left hand to cut, so it's not a very smooth cut. I am left-handed, but those are not left-handed scissors. So the very last thing, there's 2 more things actually. Since I'm already on the back and the glue is still hot, I am slipping my clip under one of the ropes, not all of them. And it will stick to it. That way it's glued right there in the back. And you want to make sure that the back piece doesn't stick to it, so I'm sitting here and moving it around. If you don't want to do it that way, then you can wait until it dries and then glue the back of that down. It's really up to you, but I did it that way. So the very last thing is to put your bow on, or your flower on the front, and I just stick it on there and let it sit. And now I've got 2 bows. And like I said, I'm going to put knots on my head and use buns, 2 little small buns with my hair, and then put those bows in the front. And then you've got ears, your own Mickey Mouse ears with your hair. So what do you think? Do you like the burlap bows? Are they cute? Let me know what you think in the comments. I really appreciate your opinion. They're both pretty much the same size. I have noticed that this one's a little bit bigger than this one, but I am working with what I already have, so that's what it is. All right. Move on to Olaf ears, and I already had this fabric. I'm going to do the same thing I did with the burlap ears, and I'm going to measure them to match my nook which I believe is about 6 inches this way, probably 4 inches this way. And honestly, I'm not concerned with it being exact on the first piece because it's all going to be folded anyway. But on the second piece, I do want to line it up and cut it out so that one is not bigger than the other when I go to start making them. So my Olaf fabric, you're pretty much going to do the same thing, fold them in together, just like that. This time, because it is very soft, I can actually just leave them sitting there and then glue. So that's what we're gonna do. There's that piece. And I don't have to hold it as long. I really don't have to hold it at all. It just kind of goes. And then that piece matched up. Oh, got it on my finger. Hot glue is extremely hot. All right, now I'm gonna do the edges just like I did with the burlap. Fold it over just a tad, just like that. And then this side. Over, just like that. All right, now to meet in the center. So they're in the center. And I'm gonna glue it down here and glue it down here. So for the next piece, I want my ears to have some shimmer to them. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these, but I'm going to make them quite a bit smaller. So I think what I'll do is I'll measure probably halfway with my, so probably right here. That's my halfway point. For this, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to use the glue, and this is very thin, so it will seep through and burn your fingers. So, now that I've got them folded, hold the glue in there. Flip to the back, glue it here and here, and then hold it. Right. So for Olaf, I'm going to use some ribbon. I'm gonna just kind of guess at the cutting, and I'm gonna just go right here. And then you need to fold them down just like you did on the other ones. You could probably do it long ways here too. So let's go ahead and kind of do it long ways and fold it in. honestly, it didn't turn out exactly as I expected. It's not as cute as the burlap ear, but it is near, or like a bow. So, I don't know. What do you think? I think the burlap bows look good, but I think this one's not nearly as good. So I tried Olaf again using the white fabric, not using the glitter, and just using white fabric instead of ribbon. And I think it kind of turned out better. I don't know. What's your thoughts? Which one looks better? Are either of them cute? Let me know. Okay, so I didn't show the process of this one, but it's essentially the same as the burlap and the Olaf ones. But this time, because I did have an issue with trying to get 2 fabrics in one bow, I decided to do Snow White. So you have 1 yellow and 1 blue with red around it. So let me know what you guys think of that. Do you like that? Do you think it looks silly? Just want your opinion. And it's the same process. I haven't put the clips on the back yet though. So what do you think? So these are the Star Wars ones. Okay, so I finished some University in Kentucky ones, some Star Wars ones, the Snow White ones, and my favorite, the burlap ones. What do you think? Do you like them?